up on Jaguar News? How much do you know about your Black history?
Where was MLK assassinated?
We celebrate Black History Month with a little Q&A on campus. Can you pass our test?
Also, he traveled hundreds of miles to follow his dream. Find out how this sophomore made it to the court.
Into the world of Rondalla.
How Mexican culture took a colorful turn on South campus.
Coming to you from the Broadcast Center at South Mountain High School, it's Jag News Now.
Welcome to this week's edition of Jaguar News. I'm Ilani Robinson.
And I'm Amanda Salome. Tomorrow is February 1st and the start of Black History Month. That's our top story. South students celebrated early. An assembly honoring Martin Luther King was full of motivation and filled the auditorium with inspiration. Many people performed, from singers to steppers, and motivational speakers gave speeches about the importance of MLK holiday. The assembly took place Friday the 18th, just before the official MLK national holiday, Monday. South's Gospel Choir sang the Black National Anthem. And Principal Williams and former South student Joseph May gave inspiring speeches. South's step team got South students pumped up with their performance to the end of the celebration.
So how much do you know about Black history? Jaguar News took a survey to see who can answer the basic questions about why we even have a Black History Month.
You ready? What is the name of the law that freed the slaves?
Isn't that it's one of the amendments.
Abolition.
What?
Which one is it?
The answer? The Emancipation Proclamation. President Abraham Lincoln signed it into law January 1st, 1863. It freed all slaves in 10 Confederate states during the Civil War.
Okay, what boycott did Rosa Parks start?
Am I supposed to be the one who's answering these?
Rosa Parks, she started the...
It has to do with a bus.
I know. Starts with the M.
It has a B and a B. 3 words.
The answer? Rosa Parks started the Montgomery bus boycott when she refused to give up her seat to a white man. It was one of the biggest events in the civil rights movement and challenged the racial segregation law on public buses in Montgomery, Alabama.
Where was MLK assassinated?
And, can I read that?
No, because the answer's on here.
I don't remember either. I can't think right now.
I don't know.
The state starts with a T.
Texas.
No.
The answer? Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated on April 4th, 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee. A month later, his killer, James Earl Ray, a fugitive from Missouri prison, was arrested in London and convicted of King's murder. Many people may not know this, but Black History Month originated as Black History Week. It acknowledges those who made a significant contribution to the Black culture.
South Mountain's auditorium was booming with the sounds of Mexican culture. For the 7th year in a row, students from Hermosillo, Sonora showed off their talents in the form of song and dance. Classes were invited to watch the talented students perform in 2 different assemblies where they were greeted by the music of many famous Mexican singers. The singers also serenaded our very own Jag News reporters Nancy Santos and Salva Hernandez. Later during the assembly, the stage was taken over by Group Skills set of dancers where they exhibited the dances from different places in Mexico. During the assembly, students were also invited on stage to dance with some of the visiting students. You can catch their last performance tonight at 7 at Central High School before they head back to their homes.
One South Mountain alumni is not only a coach on the field, but also a coach in life. Jaguar News reporter Danielle Kiwis shows us how he gives extra attention to students in need. It's our Alumni Spotlight.
Coach Richard Thompson coaches track, but he also has a huge desire to help every student become successful, whether they're on the field or in the classroom.
It gives you more gratification as far as knowing that you're reaching students other than athletes and that you can really be instrumental in their lives.
Ms. Munoz also knows Coach Thompson's teaching style.
He doesn't limit himself to my classroom whatsoever. If he sees a student in need when he's out checking on students, he'll help them as well.
Students may wonder why a teacher would want to give so much help to students. Thompson has no problem answering that.
I wanted to make sure happened was that no one made the same mistakes that I did. So as a result of that, I got involved in coaching.
Thompson states that appreciation and gratitude from his students are what makes
what
him
happened
view
to
his
you?
job differently.
I think that this is my calling, and this is something I love to do, and it's not a task, it's a joy.
Thompson started coaching in 1975 and still continues to coach here at South successfully. I'm Danielle Kiwis reporting for Jaguar News.
Coming up next on Jaguar News, he's making an impact on the basketball court, but this player had to take a long journey just to play for South. The remarkable story of Ricardo Rodriguez.
As students give a little bit of themselves to save others' lives. That's next.
Skill. Discipline. Determination.
For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. This is 10%
Hard work.
20% skill, 15% concentrated power, 100% reason to remember the name. He doesn't need his name up. He doesn't need his name up.
Welcome back. Scared of a little blood? Well, these Jaguars aren't. This week, Stuco held its first blood drive of the year. Generous Jaguars filled the gym to help save lives of 3 people by donating blood. For some, it was for the first time experience, and others just wanted to help out.
I never experienced it before, and I wanted to save 3 lives.
I donated blood because I like the feeling of saving 3 lives.
If you want to help out by donating blood, you can sign up for the next blood drive in March.
Phoenix Union High School District had its first ever school expo called Experience Phoenix Union High School Expo for students recruiting and school marketing. Besides high school showcasing the opportunities available from their schools, there was performances by dancers, actors, and singers from different schools, along with performances of the mascots and Southbound's very own step team. Here's the Southbound Experience video that was presented at the expo.
Question for you. What's the best place to go to high school in Phoenix? No question. It's the mountain.
Turn up! One, two, three, four!
Here at South Mountain, we have it all, from great academics to great athletics.
And a campus that's alive with culture, but there's so much more.
At South, you can take flight. We're the only Phoenix high school where you can learn to fix planes.
You can even fly one by your senior year.
5, 6, ready, and go! There are other ways to catch air, too.
In our performing arts magnet, you can act with a passion.
And play your heart out. Or be the artist you always wanted to be.
South Visual Arts Magnet has a professional student gallery with classes from pottery to photography.
And everything in between.
Here at South, we get to the bottom of the story.
And our award-winning multimedia department gets you ready for the digital age.
And like in front of or behind the cameras, I'm Nancy Santos reporting for Jaguar News.
lay down the law.
Sal's Law Magnet is the only place to train to become a real attorney.
In a real campus courtroom.
You want an exciting high school experience. One that makes learning fun.
And it gives you real life experience that prepares you for college and beyond. So there's only one choice. You gotta go south.
To the mountain!
Girls basketball team is shooting for state playoffs with an undefeated record.
And boys soccer dominated the field against Williams Field.
Here's Xavier Jaguar with more with sports.
The boys basketball team have been showing out on the court in these last couple of games. They won their last 4 games consecutively, and they hope to make the playoffs. On Monday night, they whooped Copper Canyon 67-35. Tuesday night was an exciting game as well as the Jaguars took on the Thunderbird Chiefs. Dee Newsome had an explosive night looking unstoppable from behind the arch. Here, great ball movement by the team creates the easy lay-in for Anthony Gibson. Dee to Anthony, to Zylan Cheatham, and whammy! Just a monster dunk over the Thunderbird defender. The final score was 66-56, adding to their 9-4 record. The girls basketball team continues their successful season as they remain 13-0. They faced Copper Canyon and Thunderbird High School this week. The Lady Jags picked up both victories, defeating Copper Canyon 63-29 and Thunderbird 68-64. Tonight they face Cactus Shadows, looking to remain undefeated. It's rare enough being a sophomore on varsity, but even rarer when you come from another country. Jose Contreras brings us the story on Ricardo Rodriguez.
Born in Guadalajara, Jalisco, the second most populous city in Mexico, Ricardo Rodriguez moved to the United States to pursue his dreams.
Me moví para jugar baloncesto, tratar de conseguir una beca para el college y para los estudios.
Despite being a sophomore, Ricardo plays on the varsity team as a backup shooting guard.
Me siento nervioso, a veces no. Es normal porque como es mi primer año, pero que vas agarrando confianza poco a poco. Los minutos que te ganas, a veces no juego mucho, a veces juego poco, a veces juego mucho, pero siempre se me quita el miedo a través del juego, sí.
Ricardo, or as most everyone seems to call him, Richie, has had basketball around him his whole life. Richie's dad played professional basketball in their hometown of Jalisco, but is now a school principal. However, Richie has bigger plans for his future.
Quiero superarme, no quiero jugar, si jugaría ahí, sería mi última opción. Primeramente que quisiera jugar aquí, si no se puede, sino en Europa, ya estamos hablando a largo plazo, y mi última opción sería México.
Richie uses all the time he gets on court to demonstrate how great of a player he is, getting his motivation from his competition.
Quiero ser el mejor. Veo a gente jugar muy bien y quiero ser mejor que ellos, y eso me motiva a ser mejor, a entrenar más duro siempre.
It's been hard for Richie to adapt to a completely new lifestyle, but says he's handling school very fine.
Pero estoy bien. Tengo un grado de 3.1. No está tan mal, pero tampoco está tan bien.
Being away from home sure takes its toll on Richie, but he says staying in contact with family and focusing on basketball helps him get through it all. For Jaguar News, I'm Jose Contreras.
The boys soccer team has been on quite a roll after winning 5 straight games. On Tuesday, the boys faced the Williamsfield Blackhawks, defeating them 4-1. As for the girls soccer team, they've had a bit of a tough season. They've been struggling the entire season, searching for their first win. Here's a look at the girls against McClintock during the season, falling 3-1. The girls put in a great effort this year, though. As for the wrestling team, they've had an up-and-down season. Now that the season's finished, they're getting ready for sectionals. We'll keep you updated as they move forward. Don't forget about tonight's hoopcoming game at 7 o'clock. And afterwards, go to the dance at 9. Tickets will be sold at the door. It'll be $3 with a ticket from the game, $5 with a canned food item, and $7 for general admission. Don't miss it. Well, that's all for sports. I'm Xavier Ziegler. Stay classy, Jaguarland.
Thanks, Xavier. South Mountain underclassmen are finally taking their yearbook pictures. Next Friday, February 7th, freshmen, sophomores, and juniors will be taking their pictures for the yearbook. Make sure to look presentable.
That's it for this week's edition of Jaguar News.
Next week, we'll bring you 2 students who have made it to the top of their class. See you next week.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.